Hello everyone and welcome back to PAX and Recreation. And today we're in Bundlemania, baby! And Bundlemania means going back to the past whenever Wizards allows us to and looking at the bundles of the past. So now, chronologically, it's time for Dungeons and Dragons. And in this case, it's the first Dungeons and Dragons set, which was Dungeons and Dragons Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. And yes, this is one of those that had a gift bundle and a, quote, normal bundle. So we have both the normal one and the gift one. So today we're going to open the gift one because technically the gift one is always released later, or most of the times it's released later. So and we're going back. So this one goes first and then this one. We're going to compare them a little bit. And but mostly, you know, it is what it is. The main difference, as it is the style, is normally the collector booster. But we're gonna open it and see what is it that the gift edition of the Dungeons and Dragons bundle has in store for us. So let's see. Let's remove the wrap because this will give us a lot of leeway so that we don't have to deal with all that reflection and lighting and whatnot. Amazing looking art. It's one of the best looking boxes for a bundle, I have to say. It's very colorful, very divided. Let's remember that we are at that moment in time for bundles when we had the bundle box and then the little step box underneath that was just to give it the height for the book and whatnot. Now the book is not there, but they use it for the size of the insert, I guess. So what does this thing have? Let's see. Besides being foil and pretty. Adventures in the Forgotten Realm Gift Edition Bundle is the perfect present for fans of Magic and D&D alike, which I hated that they always call it Gift Edition. Can you call it just Collector's Bundle, please? Because no one is going to buy this for someone else, and it's just very difficult for someone to find this randomly in a store and buy it for someone else. So it's not like a gift. Like it's not like a gift box. It's just a collector bundle. They call it as is. They keep doing this, and I prefer when they call it like random names, like First Place Edition or like True Horror Bundle or whatever names they use. But when they call it gift, it's just like, really? It's gift to whom? To myself? Like, you need to pre-order this. These things fly. But, well, it has a special oversized gift edition D20, which we're going to see in a second. 10, 15 card Adventures in the Forgotten Realms draft boosters. Remember draft boosters? Plus, they couldn't even do like set boosters, but it is what it is. Plus one collector booster, a special looking box, an alt art traditional foil for treasure chest, 3 oversized dungeon cards, and 20 traditional foils and 20 regular basic lands. Now, compared to the normal bundle, which we're going to open in a different video, you see that you still have the oversized cards, so not that crazy. They changed the order of things. It's still treasure chest, and you get, 15 draft boosters, 10, 15. Now then they moved into 9 or 8 set boosters, which if you see this playlist and you go back, I guess, which will be going in the future, you will see how they shift from draft to set boosters because it was more consistent, I guess. So we're in this weird era where we had set boosters and draft boosters, and they went for draft because of the amount of boosters being more important than the value. But yeah, so every game is a new campaign. So you still have the oversized cards, which let's remember that for the other Dungeons and Dragons set, they didn't include that anywhere in the box, which was weird. So, and it was included, but it wasn't like showcased anywhere. So a very nice interior here. I am kind of scared to open this, to be honest. Because, you open this and you can... That was easy. Now I will try to... Am I the only human that... I don't think. I think everyone plays with this thing, with this booger type of thing, silicone thing. I just like it a lot. So... a very beautiful inside for this, which actually is vertical, so it should be like this, of a dragon just burning down a tower. I don't know what art for which card is this one. I know that it's done by Scott M. Fisher, a great artist right there. But I don't know what card is this, so I don't remember. So I guess we will figure it out, but not bad. Some people even frame these or just glue this to their wall. It's a shame that you have all the brands, but it's a use for them, so it's not that bad. we have this box, which, remember this is nothing but a box. You could put counters in here, dice, anything, even cards. But this is one of those things that we lost with time. So the box that we're going to see in a second, the insert, which is, I don't know if you can hear it. This is hard or soft cardboard or hard paper, depending on how you want to see it, with a very nice art from the external wrapping, I guess, if you want to call it that. So very cool. And then it looks like the D&D manual, which is pretty cool. I know a lot of people that just frame these things, frame the inserts, very small, or just glue them to things. But like you do like a small frame, and there you have it. Because, well, art is great. That's like, I keep saying that art is like half the battle when it comes to Magic the Gathering. So a lot of people are just like, oh, value. It's like, we are here because of the drawings, people. So we should pay some respect. The most amazing Magic the Gathering card, which is a anti-theft card. It's funny that it's formatted exactly the same size as the card. I'm going to keep this because this thing is too funny. It's an anti-theft card. This thing is crazy. So, and the oversized dungeon cards. So the dungeon cards that we got with this are the same for both. So I guess I'm going to open these and not the ones for the other bundle when we get to it. But Dungeon of the Mad Mage, Lost Mine of Phandelver, and Tomb of Annihilation. So not bad. This is when they introduced that. This is from 2021. It's crazy how this feels like, oh man, remember this set? And it's like, it's only 2025. Time does fly. So let's put this here. And now let's look at the box. What's in the box? Well, I don't know what's in the box for now, but I can tell you this is one of, if not the most beautiful bundle box that I ever seen so far. Like, damn, brother. Look at this thing. This thing is sexy as hell. God damn. And it's like, you can't see the dragon's face. But I guess you don't need to when you see, you understand it's a dragon. Doesn't matter from, where are you looking at. You understand it's a dragon. It just looks sexy as hell. The Magic the Gathering logo across Dungeons and Dragons is there. It's looking cool. And you have the two sides of it, because you have two designs, I guess, for good and bad guys. So not too much into the D&D thing. But, man, this bundle box is very likely the best looking one so far. This set is packing. So, as usual, the normal insides of the bundle. And now, 10 draft boosters. Remember draft boosters? Well, now you do. 10 draft boosters of Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. So this is going to be... It's going to be kind of a shame to open because I am a strong defender that draft boosters should be open while drafting, but that's the channel. What can I do? A 15 card collector booster that we're going to open at the end. That looks very nice. That wrap in there looks very, very nice. The two reference cards, which were not included anywhere in the box, that they were included because they always say also it includes the reference cards and no one cares. And yes, it's the same size as I thought it was a sleeve, and I was like, what is the sleeve doing here? And it's like, nope, it's the anti-theft thing. The lands and the lands plus treasure chest. So we're going to open these, but before, let's look at La Piece de la Resistance. By the way, remember the cup? My beautiful, beautiful cup. You are no longer with us, but I miss you every day. This thing was so useful. It's funny how we keep getting less things, and yet every booster that I buy is more expensive. Crazy shit. So, again, this die is also one of the prettiest, I will say. Not the colors that I would expect from this box. To be honest, I think that the die are inverted, to be fair, because, well, I mean, look at this box. The box is red and flaring and all that, and the die is purple and blue. However, if you look at the normal box, which has the art from the draft boosters, right, or more or less, and you look at the patterns on the box, it matches this die better. Ironically, the red die is the one on this bundle. So I guess that was on purpose, but it's weird. This feels like this is one of those things that I can imagine someone at Wizards was like, okay, the red die goes there, and the red die was just kind of boring because it was just red. And people were like, nah, this looks more exclusive. Let's put this one on the gift bundle, even though it doesn't match the box at all. But it's very cool looking, semi-transparent. I like it. So Now with the normal things out of the way, let's talk about the contents. So let's look at the lands. I normally don't open them, but people do say in the comments from time to time, like, show the lands, because, memories from that set. So it is what it is. The D&D lands were the ones that had actually flavor text for whatever you were looking at. So these were very interesting ones to have. Some people actually like these ones because, well, you have some lore into what you're looking at. Which, to be fair, and knowing what lands are in Magic the Gathering, I wouldn't mind that all lands have flavor text. I mean, it's a land. Some people, however, complain about this type of lands because they say that, lands either have text or they don't. And if they have text, it's because they do something. So a lot of people complain that when they see these across the table, they think it's an effect land. And they don't like this land. So I guess it's an open debate. Let me know on which side of the table do you sit. But yeah, so basically you get one of each, right, for the 5 colors. And then on the foil side of life, which is the one that, pro tip, if you're not recording YouTube videos, this is the one that you should not open because it gets air and then it curls like crazy. Mind you, this is already curled, and it was already curled before. So this is the promo card, Treasure Chest. For 3 is an artifact and is a roll a die kind of card. So you pay 4, sacrifice Treasure Chest, roll a d20. If you get a 1, you get trapped, you lose 3 life. So it was basically a mimic. For 2 to 9, create 5 treasure tokens, which is not that bad. It's not crazy because you have to pay 3 to cast it and then 4 and sacrifice it. And then you still need to pull 2 to 9. If you do 10 to 19, you gain 3 life and draw 3 cards, which is actually worse than the treasure tokens. And if you pull a 20, you search your library for a card. If it is an artifact card, you may put it into the battlefield. Otherwise, put that card into your hand, then shuffle. Which is it's kind of all over the place, this card, but I don't dislike it. And last but not least, same lands, but this time in foil, baby. So you get 1 of each, which is good, and it's one of the reasons why I like bundles. You get always like a time capsule, like a window of a set. And in this case, you get like all the lands with their flavor text and whatnot. So, it's a very good time capsule of sorts, right? So now let's get into the Bundlemania. Let's see. These things are packed in vacuum, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to ninja any of them. Nah, this thing is too thin. I mean, it's draft boosters. Like, no one cares. It's not like the wrapping is going to be better. So it's one of those. This set, this thing goes here. This set is one of those. I didn't play this set back in the day. I guess it caught me doing other things, to be honest. And I did say that the Kamigawa set, Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, to me, it is and still is the Trojan horse for the current status of Magic the Gathering, in the sense of like Universes Beyond and all the weird stuff happening. Because if Kamigawa can be Cyberpunk 2077, then anything can happen, right? Nice. But which ironically is just a common card and is the face of the collector booster. But to be fair, technically, Dungeons and Dragons will be the first Universes Beyond invasion. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, nice. I Imrith, Desert Doom. Flying Imrith, Desert Doom has what? 4, as long as it is untapped. For 3 and 2 blue is a 5/5. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Then, if you have fewer than 3 cards in your hand, draw cards equal to the difference. Not bad. An island and a spider. That is also the draft archetypes, because these are draft boosters after all. So, Wizards was like, hey guys, Dungeons and Dragons is D&D is just another plane in Magic, right? It's like, don't take it too seriously. And I guess people didn't mind because, well, it's fantasy, is dragons and fantasy, so it does fit the theme of Magic a lot better than some things. So I understand why some people don't see this as like the first incursion of Universes Beyond, but because technically it's a Universes Within, but we should have started, we should have expected something around this, right? Like, they're adding D&D here? That's weird. And some people were like, well, the lovely ad cards. Some people were like, well, I mean, it's because of Stranger Things. Don't think too much about it. And it's like, yeah, and here we are. And to be fair, this set is somewhat beloved. I think that the next one is the one that the Commander Legends one is the one that no one likes, even though it does have cool mechanics, like the background mechanic, which I think is very cool for Commander. And sadly, they never go back to it, which is, I don't know. It's like having partner, but not as broken. So I don't see why don't we do it more often, but it is what it is. Nice foil. You can see, but depending on the age, the type of foil that we have, this is the most like mirror-like foil that we had so far. And a wolf. But yeah, like this still goes in. I will say that even if they did a set for like the Elder Scrolls, right, and they had a Skyrim in here and whatnot, it will still fly under the radar more or less, right? A lot of people say like, no, the moment the incursion started was with the secret lair for The Walking Dead. And it's like, yes, I mean, you do have to applaud whoever it was on Wizards that drove. If this was like a master plan, because let's remember that Wizards technically plans their sets 3 years ahead of time. So everything we're seeing right now was planned and was done 3 years before. So technically, and then you had things like Nadu happening, so I don't know what to believe anymore. Oh, frog mouth. It may be lies at this point, but you never know. So, nice. The Atropol, and also a dungeon. Nice. So at this point, you may never know, but it's true that you can be like, well, the Walking Dead cards, but they were uniquely mechanic cards, so they did design them from the top up. Like, to be fair, I don't mind Universes Beyond if they do what they did with like the Transformers cards. That is like, that design that Wizards do those from time to time. That is like, it's an existing card. This is just like a skin of, a Transformers skin, or like they did with the Final Fantasy cards, that some Final Fantasy cards are like a very fancy looking Final Fantasy thing, but it's actually a skin for like an existing card. Well, I think that most Universes Beyond, in most cases, should be like that. And I don't think anyone will mind, because they will just be reskins. I don't mind that they do new cards from time to time, right? But I think that should be the go-to. And if they did that with The Walking Dead, oh, nice. Eliwick Tumblestrom. If they did that with The Walking Dead Secret Lair, I don't think anyone would have go that crazy, but they were unique mechanic. Then they released the Universes Within ones, but yeah, it is what it is. They did the same with the Street Fighter ones. And I remember thinking, Street Fighter Magic the Gathering cards? What the hell? And I am a big Street Fighter fan. Like, big. Like, I play a lot of that shit. So I was like, I think I like this, but I'm not going to buy it. Ironically, I would buy it later, secondhand from a guy. And I still have it there. I haven't opened it. I will open it one day in front of camera. But I didn't buy it from Wizards. I bought it like years later. One guy was selling Magic cards, and I guess he was doing what we all do eventually, which is like, nope, I'm done, I quit. And he was just flushing his stock, and he had that sealed. I was like, hey, how much for this? He's like, take it for, I don't remember how much it was, but I remember it wasn't that expensive. I was like, it's cool. It was like a backyard sale or the equivalent, right? And not that bad. So overall, nice. This is the way, not the ad cards. So that is the tactical, if you look at Wizards, the tactical attack of Universes Beyond and whatnot. I don't know if that was a master plan, but if it was, that person should have a race, and that person should be like studied forever and ever, because they did it little by little in a community that is very nitpicky. So it was like, well, we get Dungeons and Dragons there. People are not gonna bother that much about Dungeons and Dragons. To be fair, I didn't. I like Dungeons and Dragons, so I was like, okay, I guess it fits. And then on Secret Lair, which is this optional thing that we're going to do direct to consumer to just override those pesky local game stores, we're going to get more deals with Walmart and whatnot, and we're going to just sell direct to consumer instead of just going through the game stores, because F that. We're going to do like special versions of things. But don't worry, it's just cosmetics. But little by little, we're going to introduce new things. And we're going to introduce, oh, nice, Flump. A friend of mine has an entire deck around this, and he's like, damn. And once we do that, we're going to introduce The Walking Dead. People are going to love it. It's like, no, they hate it. Don't worry. We're going to say it's just like a thing. And then little by little, we keep introducing things. And let's see how much we can stretch the thing. And to me, the real test of like how much they can stretch the thing was Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. It was like, listen, can we do a cyberpunk thing? Are people going to go crazy over it? People didn't. They went crazy over how good it was, because the trick was, mechanically, it was a very good set. So people just went like, well, the set is good, so it looks cool, and people were hype about Cyberpunk, although it came later. But so it was. I think that's the beginning of, not the end, because I like some universes beyond things. But for the people that complain, oh, nice, Grandmaster of Flowers in foil. This thing is like a mirror. Damn. For a draft booster, this thing is packed. What does this thing do? Let's see. Legendary Planeswalker Bahamut. See, it's like a Final Fantasy card. There you go. As long as Grandmaster of Flowers has 7 or more loyalty counters on him, and he starts with 3, he's a 7/7 Dragon God creature with flying and indestructible. +1, target creature without first strike, double strike, or vigilance can't attack or block until your next turn. Nice. And another +1, search your library and or graveyard for a card named Monk of the Open Hand. Reveal it and put it into your hand. If you search your library this way, then shuffle. Well, this is kind of useful. I can use this for my Super Friends deck. Plus, it's shiny, so that's great. Another add. So, I guess we're at that point in Bundlemania. If we keep going back after the normal bundle, it's just going to be pure Magic the Gathering going down. But I find it funny how they did it little by little, and the current state is just a consequence. Now, it's true that they only kept doing it because people bought it. So, it's not like people speak with their wallets. So it is what it is. But I remember seeing this set back in the day and thinking, Dungeons and Dragons? Really? And I kind of ignored it a little bit. I was like, whatever. I didn't chase it or anything. I was like, whatever. I guess I will pick some cards and whatnot. To be fair, I think these are the first boosters that I opened for Dungeons and Dragons. So for Dungeons and Dragons, Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. Dragon Turtle, nice. It has drag below. It's basically Gamera. So Planar Ally, a mountain, and a Dungeon of the Mad Mage that also has a Goblin. And the last draft booster. I did ninja some of them. Interesting. At the end of the day, it is what it is. If you like something, just buy it and be happy, I guess. I guess one of the reasons why this didn't resonate with me is because I've never been a huge D&D player. So a lot of these things to me are like, cool, right? It's like generic fantasy. Well, generic, what we consider generic Western fantasy. So it was like, when they have like legendary creatures that have like names and stuff like that, I'm like, who? Because I play D&D thanks to a friend of mine that is a very good dungeon master, because before playing with him, I thought that it was just boring as hell. Meteor Swarm, nice. But after playing with him, I was like, oh, this shit is cool. I understand why people like this. And I started to get into D&D, but the thing is, since the way that we play is like a lot of things are just invented names, like we never use like campaigns or anything. Both in these and in the other Dungeons and Dragons sets, whenever like a legendary creature appears, I just look at it and go like, who? So, it doesn't resonate with me that much, but I guess that's the magic. Haha, get it? Because it's like, well, it's magical creatures and Magic the Gathering uses magical creatures. So I guess we're talking the same language. it is what it is, right? So now let's go for the collector booster. It's not a collector booster sample. It's an actual collector booster. That's the real reason why the gift bundles are normally more expensive. So all of them are foil, same format, but this is one of the first ones, one of the OGs. Jin Windseer, Plummet. So like a lot of these are just like generic. Armory Veteran, Air Cold Elemental, Druid class. Nice. Like this is a nice use of foil right there. Power Word Kill. Love it. Swamp. And now I guess the good pulls start coming in. Juan T. Malison. Not familiar with it. It's cool. It can be blocked as long as it's attacking alone. Okay. All right, deals combat damage to player. Venture into the dungeon. Okay. Cool. Thought of Investigation. This is from the Commander decks. Wait, what are the Commander? Ooh, the Commander decks for this. Man, I have these. Like, we haven't opened this in the channel. I need to do a video about this, I guess. Let me know if you want me to open and talk about the Adventures in the Forgotten Realm Commander decks, because I just saw this and I'm like, man, that's right. They had Commander decks. It just felt like so long ago, but it's not really. Like, look at this. It's the current format of Magic. Like collector boosters, Commander cards, Meteor Swarm, again. Dire Wolf Prowler. Clattering Skeletons, not bad. Sorn, which is a nice looking creature right there. A lot of people hate this style of card, but they don't know what's coming up in the next year, so I guess they complain for nothing, right? And now for the quote-unquote heavy pulls, let's see. Triumphant Adventurer. 1 white, 1 black, is a 1/1 human knight, has death touch. As long as it is your turn, Triumphant Adventurer has first strike. Whenever Triumphant Adventurer attacks, venture into the dungeon. So, okay, not bad, and it's foil, cool. And the last pool. Oh, I was so distracted I forgot that the last card is a token. Welcome to this channel. We open packs every day, and yet this happened. But this looks nice. Although this angel looks like the Avatar or something. But this looks nice. Okay, my bad. So, cool. Now, is it worth it to buy this? Well, at this time and age, likely not. But if you like D&D, I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. If you like Magic the Gathering, if you like fantasy as a concept, I think is one of the best bundles, to be honest. Like the gift one. We will see when we open the other one, but why do I say this? It's full of nice things. So the boosters are the boosters, right? Whatever I pull here is completely random. If you buy the exact same product, is impossible, I will say. Well, maybe not. Some mathematician will be like, it's not impossible. The probability is 0.000. But it's very difficult, almost impossible for you to get the exact same cards I got. So this ignore. It's just about the boosters. So you get all those boosters. You get a collector booster. That's nice. But it's random. In terms of certainties, you get all those lands and the chest, the treasure chest alt card. So getting all the lands in normal and foil with a flavor text and all that is a nice time capsule. So I like that. I appreciate that. You do get the three dungeon cards, which I think are very cool and oversized and all that. Which the oversizes, you get some of them randomly here, as you saw. And this is cool if you don't want to carry this shit around, but if you have the space, this is a lot better for you to like put a counter and just move it. Since you're going to be that guy that plays with dungeons, right? At least have the big ones. So this is lovely. I like it. I like it a lot. So you get the dungeons. You get this insert that is kind of hard, right? And it's cute It's pretty from both sides. I actually like it a lot. It's one of the best inserts. You get this thing that died with time, and this is the interior of the cardboard wrapper, which is pretty cool, but I don't know of a lot of people that do this. Now, the heavy things in bundles are always the die and the box. Now, the die, I am happy to report, is a very cool die. Obviously, in retrospect, compared to some of the most recent dies, this die feels somewhat repetitive, but that's because they copied this style later. If this was back in the day, you will be drooling over this one, because I think it's pretty cool. I am kind of confused that the color doesn't match the box, and it's actually kind of swapped with the normal bundle, but I don't know, wizards, I guess. And maybe because that way you buy the two. And the box itself, I have to insist, this bundle box is one of the prettiest, if not the prettiest bundle box that we opened in this channel so far. This thing is just right there. And it's cool because you just see it and you say like, oh, it's a dragon. Or two serpents having sex, I guess. But it's a dragon and it looks very cool and it has fire and all that and it's foil. You really can't tell, but the box is kind of foily, right? So it's just gorgeous. So on that alone, it's cool. But if you're gonna pay like premium for this, nah, don't do it. Unless you really like the set and you really want the dungeon cards and you really want the box and the die and the insert and you know and the lands because you really love Dungeons and Dragons. But you know, if you can get it to close to what it cost back in the day, like for MSRP, I would say go for it. It's one of the best looking boxes and die so far. And you know, this is all random, but this was a good set. I don't dislike it. And if you're having an itch for like classic fantasy instead of like that craziness that we had for the last years, this is your stuff. Some people hate this type of cards, but it is what it is. So let me know what your thoughts down below. Let me know if you are a fan of D&D and you actually got this back in the day or not, and what you think about the box. Maybe I am crazy thinking that this is the best looking box, but maybe it's a me thing. Let me know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, write me nice things or write me ugly things. I'm happy with both. Any feedback is appreciated, and I hope to see you next time on this channel, your favorite channel, more or less, Packs and Recreation.